The Solar Industries Association says that the government should expedite the battle for solar energy to improve the energy security level of the country. Addressing a special press conference today, SIA Secretary Lakmal Fernando said the government should take measures to promote renewable energy as it benefits the environment by reducing carbon emissions. With the electric shock received recently with the new consumer tariff announced by the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka, the electricity tariff was increased by 75%. From a 100% renewable energy-dependent country, running almost entirely on hydroelectricity, Sri Lanka's generation mix had deteriorated to 35% renewable energy, 65% fossil fuel by 2022. The Ceylon Electricity Board did not make any reasonable effort to absorb sufficient amounts of renewable energy into the national grid in spite of clear directives from industry regulators over the past decades, particularly since 2016. These warnings and advice to increase the renewable energy component in the country's energy mix were ignored and are not reflected in the long-term generation plans of the CEB. The CEB's approach has been short-sighted and it has not established a long-term strategy for the renewable energy sector even today, Fernando said. The project on establishing rooftop solar systems was introduced by the association to safeguard the country's energy security. Establishing an average 3 kilowatt solar rooftop system in 1 million households would add 3 gigawatts to the national grid. The country will save the $3 billion if this project continues over the next 3 years, he added. Solar Industries Association President Kushan Jayasuriya and other officials were present at the press conference.
So our numbers, what we have given here, are achievable. Very, very clearly achievable. Because now Sustainable Energy Authority, together with Public Utilities Commission, is running a major program to develop the technical know-how, the people, to develop the labor force in the country. They have been doing it for a very long time, about 5-6 months they have been doing it. And we can see there is a lot of potential in the industry, so people are moving into the industry. But this has got kind of slowed down due to the mere reason being this rupee exchange rate has been, very, very volatile and going up in an unprecedented manner. So as a result, the projects have got delayed and some projects have got kind of, postponed, waiting for a proper tariff to be in place. But as I said earlier, even if the tariff is in place, there may not be people moving into this precisely because of the reason that the CB is not paying. Anyway, now we have seen over the last 3 months, energy consumptions have dropped by 20%. So people have realized the increasing tariffs are increasingly unpalatable. It's not, suitable to their pocket. So number one, we have been in discussion with many banking institutions who are willing to give preferential rates for renewable energy industry, particularly for solar rooftops. As a result, currently their pot sizes are very small. They are looking at something like, altogether about 500 million rupees, which is kind of a drop in the ocean for these kind of numbers that we have been speaking about. But that is why I said that we need the intervention of the government, intervention of the treasury particularly, to decide what direction that you want to go. So at the same time, high energy prices are also having an impact on the inflation. So is the government who can do this? They can change it. They can change their, the thinking patterns and give a preferential interest rate, which I have just told you earlier that some of the bankers have agreed to, particularly to the rooftops. Then it becomes affordable. Either you will have to bring down, a person who is using 1000 kilowatt hours may have to, somehow or the other curtail it to 750 units. A person who has been consuming 750 units will have to come down to 500. So it's an affordability question. But if you have an aggressive approach, you can change it. Aggressive approach meaning, number one, a proper tariff, then introducing the net billing mechanism, then introducing a preferential interest rate for solar, then introducing preferential credit lines to bring the material. So these are the four most important factors that the government will have to take a stance and decide.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.